Hey everybody, John Foss, Minneapolis, Minnesota, talking with Ice-T about In Ice Cold Blood, Season 2, which airs Mondays at 7 on Oxygen. Tell us what we're gonna see.
It's basically murders based on sex, money, lust, greed, those things that drive people to do things like that. I was a big fan of a show Oxygen had called Snap. And they got at me and they said, you'd be great to host one of our shows. So I'm not only the host of this show, I'm the executive producer. So it's just a show that tries to delve into the mindset that makes somebody think murder is a great solution and that they're gonna get away with it.
So Ice-T, you're such an entrepreneur. I mean, you've been a rapper, an actor, now an executive producer. Yeah. When it comes to acting specifically, what is your strategy? Everybody has their strategy. Are you a method actor? What do you do when you go into a big day on set?
I don't know, I'm playing the cop, so that definitely is acting for Ice-T, because I'm as far from a cop as you could possibly get. But honestly, playing a cop and a gangster are the exact same acting. You're a heavy, and you walk into the room and you want some answers. And if you don't get the correct answers, there's a penalty, a consequence. So it's the same acting, So a lot of times when I'm interrogating somebody, I don't think of myself as a police officer. I just think they got some information I need to know. And you see that look come over my face like I'm reaching smack them in the face or something, and you love it. But that's what I'm drawn from, It's not necessarily, the cop thing. It's just, just being a heavy and wanting to get what you want across to that person.
And what about hosting? That's such a different thing. A lot of people can't just switch over and
sure
do
a
totally different thing like that. How do you do it?
Hosting is easy. I grew up watching, Rod Sterling on The Twilight Zone. I still watch that, Alfred Hitchcock. You're just walking people through a story from place to place. So, you just have to be convincing and really understand the story that you're about to bring to the people. But, it's something to do. I think you could do it. Anybody could pull it. All this stuff, the thing of it is I always tell people I'm not doing anything special. I just try really hard to learn how to do things.
All right, so rapping. You are the OG, the original gangsta. Tell us who is your favorite rapper right now.
Wow, that's such a difficult. Right now, as a new rapper, probably Kendrick Lamar. He's a West Coast kid. He comes from out of Dre's camp. I think he's the most, as far as his depth goes, his wordplay. I'm impressed. Yeah, Kendrick really impresses me every year.
And I've also heard that Eminem, the first album that he listened to was one of yours, and that influenced him and got him interested in rapping and kind of started his career. What do you think about that, and what do you think of him as a rapper?
Nah, not the first album. The story goes the first rap record Eminem ever heard was Reckless. And someone told me that, and I had to ask Eminem, was that the truth? And he told me, yeah. So, come on, to be able maybe to spark a light in probably one of the greatest rappers in the history of hip hop. Yeah, because Eminem is out of control. He's something else. So, and to be friends with him is a great thing, because I've seen him go through his entire career from his first record all the way till now. So that's wonderful. He knows I got nothing but love for him, and I know it's reciprocated.
And one thing I remember from growing up is that when it comes to gangs, you were kind of the spokesperson as far as explaining to people that weren't in that culture what it is, why gangs happen, and just kind of explaining that culture to people that didn't know about it. And I think at one point you even spoke in front of Congress. Tell us today, what is the gang culture like? Has it improved? What's the current status?
Well, in Los Angeles we had a truce, but it's always going to be. It's never going to be where it should be. As long as there's gangs, and as long as there's gang violence, and as long as, kids are dying in the streets, I'm going to be unhappy. It's just, you're just dealing with different rationales and different ways of seeing life. Like I have a quote I'm going to put on Twitter today, which is, people that are raised on love see life different than people who are raised on survival. So, you know, you got to deal with it from the ground up. I just try to show love to the kids, and I also try to show them a way out. The fact that I come from it, and now you see me here doing television, executive producing television shows. They need to see that somebody can make it for them to think there's hope. All the negativity usually starts with lack of hope.
All right, well, speaking of making it, I've been married about 5 years. I think you're over 17 right now with Coco. What is the secret to a happy marriage?
Compromise. That's the secret. You know, I always tell people, yeah, that's the secret. If you want to win every argument, do whatever you want to do, not talk to anybody about anything, just have everything your way. There's a name for that. That's called single. Yeah, but once you get with your mate, now you guys are a team. So you're teammates, not opponents. You're assets, not liabilities. So you got to think of it like you're on the same team, and you can pull it off.
All right, well, Ice-T, thank you so much for taking the time. Twin Cities, make sure you check out In Ice Cold Blood, Mondays at 7 on Oxygen. Thanks, Ice-T.
Thank you.